Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. This is Christina Jolly, and this is Believe for Bigger. And I just want to say welcome back. And you guys, we've hit over 9,000 downloads. And I just want to say thank you so much for your support. It means so much to me. And if you continue to listen and this is a blessing to you, I want you to share it with a friend and also leave me a review because that's how people actually find podcasts. And whether you're listening to me on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, or you're listening by audio podcast, I appreciate the reviews and also the feedback that you send me. So this month, for the month of May, can you believe we're in May already? I am actually going to talk about courage. And God just really just helps me to figure out exactly what I need to talk about. But, I am just coming back from, I attended a mastermind with Jennifer Allwood in Nashville, Tennessee. Oh my gosh, it was awesome. And so I want to talk a little bit more about that whole experience. And, I'm still learning about myself and I'm still in amazement of, all the growth that God has really just led me through in the last couple of years. And I am definitely not the person that I used to be. Thank you, Jesus, and neither are you. And we are supposed to grow in Christ. We are supposed to grow in our character, in our walk with Him, and everything that we do. We should be improving daily, not in competition with other people, but just to be a better version of yourself. And, when I was thinking about what I was going to talk about for the month of May, I think a lot of times we hear that people or women want more confidence. And I've learned throughout the last couple of years that really women need more courage, courage to do something and to step into something that you've never done before, having just the willingness to step into a new environment, to do something you've never done before, to get a little uncomfortable being uncomfortable, And, this past week, I actually went on like I said, it was a 4-day mastermind. And it's a bunch of other business women who attended this live in-person mastermind event. And all I can tell you is this trip hit different for me. It was just a major shift. And I'm still kind of just really taking in all the downloads that God has been, showing me. But honestly, it was a smooth trip. What I mean by that is my flights were on time. I didn't miss a connection. Getting to the hotel from the airport was smooth. Getting my rental car was smooth. Just everything was just really, it was a smooth trip. And I thought, man, if traveling could be like this all the time, I think I'd be open to traveling more. Last September, I had a lot of delays with flights, and that really wasn't fun. And I got pushed back a day coming back home. And at that point, I just wanted to come home. So this time it was just different. And I'm going to try to explain that. So I've never met Jennifer Allwood in person. She is the business coach that I am learning from. And so I've been in her mastermind since November of 2022. It's a year-long program. I invested to be there. And we basically have the opportunity to talk with her on a Voxer channel. It's kind of like a walkie-talkie. And throughout the week, we have ideas if we need feedback, if we need constructive criticism, we get that. And we actually, got to meet in person. This was going to be my very first time. And like I said, It was something that I just knew from the very, very beginning when she announced that we were going to be meeting in person. I automatically knew this is something that I wanted to attend in person. Now, mind you, there's a lot of things that have to obviously, just like you, have to get in order for me to leave my home and leave my everyday life. Is my dog taken care of? Is my husband taken care of? Okay, guys, that's like the second time in a row that I've actually said my dog over my husband, but you know my heart. But all those things, I am actively taking care of my grandson. Is he going to be taken care of? Is my home in order, or the things that my husband needs while I'm out of town? Does he have everything he needs? He doesn't care to go to the grocery store like I do. So I have to make sure that he has his milk and his bananas, that he does a shake every, time for lunch. So just a lot of things had to come together. And so as I get to the hotel, I check in. It's a beautiful, beautiful hotel. It actually used to be an old train station in Nashville, like downtown Nashville, and like super historic building, right? And they are in the middle of renovations, excuse me. And I checked in, and the very first night, so I got there on a Tuesday, and the very first night we were going to have kind of like a meet and greet, just trying to get to know one another. And we were going to have dinner out on the veranda. And it was just going to be a time to really just to get to know one another. Mind you, I've never been to anything like this, nor do I know anybody there. So talk about courage. I really just had to have the courage to say, you know what, Lord, you're going to be with me throughout this entire trip. And believe me, I mean, underneath my breath, I'm just praying and asking God to lead me, especially when you're like in a new town and you have to pay attention to where you're going, um, putting on your GPS, all of those things. So I get to the hotel, I change really quick, and our first night was Nashville chic, whatever that meant to you. And so I bought a really cute blue jean dress, and I took my cowboy boots. I'm a Texas girl, and cowboy boots just kind of go along with me. And I don't get to wear them as much, but anyway, I put on my boots and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. And I had like zero hesitation. Like I wasn't like thinking to myself, like, what are the ladies going to think of me? Will will I feel awkward? Honestly, I really surprised my own self. And this is how much that I've known that I've grown in courage, and then leading to confidence, because I feel like you build your courage, and as you continue to step out and do things that are a little bit uncomfortable, things that you've never done before, your confidence is naturally going to grow. And so I literally walked into this uh nice place that was set up outside. Tables were decorated. I mean, it was beautiful. um the team actually did a lot of, you could tell there was a lot of thought behind, the decorations and all the things, right, to make it look so pretty. And so literally I saw Jennifer Allwood, and she's the host of the event. And so without hesitation, I literally just walked up to her and greeted her, gave her a hug, introduced myself. I mean, there was probably about 50 of us ladies who went to the live event. And again, I know no one. And I mean, I'm sure there's so many people that she's getting to meet. She doesn't necessarily know my name. She knows my name by, seeing it on paper, but, a face to a name. And she gave me a hug. She said, I'm so glad you're here. And quickly told me, go get your name tag. And they were actually doing, she had a vendor there, a really nice lady who was doing hats. And I had already decided ahead of time that's something that I wanted to do. I've been wanting kind of like I don't know exactly what they're called because they're not like a traditional cowboy hat. But anyway, I wanted one of those hats. Went up there to the lady and she's like, do you know how this works? And you basically build your own hat, like the accessories that go around it, And so I was just like, oh no, I've never done this before. And so sat with her, talked with her. She actually lives in Kansas City, where Jennifer is from. And they invited her to be a vendor. And so as the night went on, we had a wonderful time with awesome food. It was kind of like barbecue food. And, we had the opportunity to just sit next to other ladies. Again, I don't know anybody. And I was just like in awe of, and just being so grateful just for this opportunity to be amongst other successful business women. We had Christy right there. She was actually our speaker for the evening. Y'all don't know who she is. She used to be a Dave Ramsey personality. She's now on her own, has her own business where she's really just teaches other people to the power of speaking. Like if you want to be a speaker, that's what she teaches on. And so the night is just really awesome, and so I go to, up to my room, we wrap up that evening, and we have 2 full days ahead of us where we're actually learning from one another. We have the opportunity to sit with other ladies. We actually had assigned seating, which I really enjoyed, because then we get to know other people. But I'm going to tell you this. I went into this entire event, this entire experience. My prayer was, Lord, increase my capacity to receive everything that you have for me. I never thought for once, I never shrunk back. And in the past, and if you followed me on my journey, that is something that I see a lot of women do. I've been very guilty of doing that myself. In other words, I don't want to speak up. I'm just going to kind of blend in. I'm not really going to, say what I'm thinking. I'm not going to give my opinion, anything like that. I just really felt like really confident being there. And I just thought to myself, the ladies that I'm supposed to connect with, because there was at least 50 ladies. You cannot connect with everybody. I mean, there's some people that I saw them by face, but I never got to sit with them or talk with them. And I just knew that God was just orchestrating the people that I needed to connect with. And so my encouragement to you is, I want you to get the courage to do something that you've never done before. That, it may seem to you like, I don't know if I can really do that. I don't know if I'm really qualified. I don't know if I'm really called to do that. I don't know if I have what it takes. And all I'm going to tell you is that you have to try and do something different and get out of your comfort zone. That's the only way that you're actually going to learn. And that's the only way that you're going to have the courage. And that's how, in return, you're going to grow in your confidence, knowing that you already have what it takes. God's already put in you the gifts, the talents, everything you need to fulfill what he has called you to do on this side of heaven. And so the Bible verse that I thought about is in the Message translation, and it's in Romans 12 and 6 and 7. It says, let's go ahead and be what we were made to be, without enviously or pridefully comparing ourselves with each other or trying to be something we aren't. How do you continue to muster up the courage to do something that you've never done before? You are yourself. You show up as your true, authentic self, not trying to be somebody else, not trying to compare, but really just have the courage to be you. That takes a lot sometimes, to actually look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I like me. And I've talked about this many times before, but I feel like we as women, we don't do enough of spending that quality time with ourselves. Do you know the person that you spend the most time with is actually you? And you have to get to know who you are so that way you can fully be who God has called you to be. Like, what are your likes? What are your dislikes? What are some of the subjects and topics that you enjoy talking about? And then there's other things that it really doesn't matter to you. And, the entire time I was just really comfortable in my own skin. I just knew that I was meant to be there. I mean, there are women, and there were women in that room who were so successful. I mean, leaps and bounds and miles ahead of me. But I never felt inferior. I never felt, man, what am I supposed to be? Why am I here? I knew that God had directed my steps to be there. And, when you can have just the courage just to be yourself, and the people that are meant to be drawn to you will, and the others that are not, that's okay. And so that's what I want to leave you with today, is really just have the courage to show up as your true, authentic self. Stop worrying about what other people are thinking. You guys have heard me say this before, but what other people think about you, it's really none of your business. And at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. We are here to please God, not other people. And when you continue to show up, have the courage to do something that perhaps you've just never done before, maybe things that you are doing in your family that no one has ever done, and that God is calling you to do that. And I want to encourage you to really just step out. This entire series in the month of May, I'm going to bring you some people that I feel like really have decided to step out, have the courage, do something different, regardless of what other people might say, but they just know without a doubt it's what God has called them to do. So, my friends, I just want to leave you with, have the courage to step out, to obey with whatever it is that God is asking you to do, and have the courage to believe for bigger. So if this blessed you, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave me a review. And just so you know, you can still purchase my 30-day devotional, Faith to Believe. You can actually get it on my website at ChristinaJolly.com. And I'm still offering one-on-one coaching. If you feel like you need help with courage, with boundaries, with a lack of you feel really unworthy, you don't feel qualified. Those are some of the things that I can actually help you with. Even perhaps a lack of vision. I can work with you one-on-one. I am your one-on-one coach. If you're just struggling in those areas, not feeling good enough, not feeling called, not feeling qualified, those are some particular areas that I can definitely help you with. So you can go to ChristinaJolly.com. You can set up a discovery call with me, and I can definitely set up a time, and we can talk and see if I'm the right fit for you. But know that, man, my friends, there's so much more. And I want you really just to step into everything that God has called you to do. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Know that God is good, and you are so blessed.